Hey, how's it going everyone? MLT Magic Tricks here. So in this video, I'm going to be giving you a performance and a tutorial for this no setup card trick that is certainly going to fool all your friends and family. But before we get into it, we are coming up on the big 400,000 subscriber milestone. We're only 3,000 subscribers away, so if you are new here, I really would appreciate it if you do subscribe with those notifications on from our card trick videos like this. But anyway, let's get right into the performance. Okay, so we're going to start off this trick with a shuffle deck. From here, I would have my spectator give me a number between 1 and 15. Let's say they give me the number 9. Now, I would tell my spectator that their selection for this trick is going to be the 9th card from the top of the deck. So we're going to deal off 9 cards here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the 9th is going to be my spectators. I would just show them the card. I do not want to look at it. Once they have memorized their selection, I will tell them we're first going to go ahead and get their card lost into the middle of the pack. I will give the deck a quick riffle shuffle. And just for good measure, to really lose the card in the pack, I'll give the cards some overhand shuffles like this. Now, at this point, I would tell my spectator I'm going to try and get their card to disappear from the deck. All I have to do is wave my hand over the cards, hit down on the pack, and it should in fact be done. Now, to confirm this, I would spread through the cards here and show my spectator all of the cards face up and have them keep an eye out for their selection. So I'm just going to spread through the deck here and show them the cards face up. And what we're going to do here is place these face up cards just right here on the bottom of the pack. And we're going to keep going through the deck. I'm going to show my spectator the cards face up and have them keep a close eye out for their card. And keep an eye out, guys, for the card that I showed you earlier in the trick. It's really important that you look closely for it and see if it's actually in the deck and if I got it to disappear. We're going to go ahead and do this one more time. We're almost done with the deck. Let's spread through the cards till we get to that first face-up one here. And I'll show you guys all these cards. Just spreading through. Keep an eye out for your selection. Once we get to the 5 of clubs there, that's all the cards. Now, we're going to go ahead and square up the deck, and I would ask my spectator if they saw their selection. I'm pretty sure they would say no, so it actually looks like I got their card to disappear, which is pretty cool, but we're going to try and find the card. Now, we're going to use the number that my spectator told me earlier in the trick, which was 9. Now, all I have to do here is deal 9 cards from the deck, and we're going to see what happens. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Check out the 9th card. It is a face down card, and that 9th card is the only face down card out of the entire deck, and it appears that this card should be the spectator selection right here, the Jack of Hearts. So guys, that is the trick. I hope you liked it. If you want to learn how to perform it, make sure you watch the tutorial. Okay, so this is a really great no setup card trick that I definitely think you should learn. Overall, it's not too difficult to perform, so grab your deck of cards and let's get right into the tutorial. You're going to start this one off with your spectator giving the deck a shuffle. They can mix up the cards as much as they want. Once they are done, you're going to have your spectator give you a number. Now, you're going to want to give your spectator a range to choose this number from. I like to use the range of 1 to 15 or 1 to 20. You do not want the number on the high end of the range to be too high, because if they do choose a high number, the trick will, take too long. It will be a little bit boring. So I just like to give them that range there. And also, you don't want them to choose too low of a number, like 1, 2, 3, or 4, because the trick will not really work if they do that. So if you're worried about them choosing a really low number, just give them the range of 5 to 15 or 5 to 20. Once they give you a number, let's say they give us the number 12, you're going to tell your spectator you are going to deal 12 cards from the top of the deck, and the 12th is going to be their selection. You are truly going to do this. You're going to go ahead and deal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then the 12th card is going to be their selection. They are going to look at it and memorize it. You do not need to see it for the trick, but for the tutorial, we'll take a look at it together. In this case, we have the 5 of diamonds. Now, what you need to do here is get their card to the bottom of the deck. You're going to control their card to the bottom. I will explain what I did in the performance. So after they have memorized the card, keep it face down. You're going to open up about half of the deck here. You're going to insert the card. Then you're going to come over with the other hand, and you're going to push up and inwards on the card with your thumb like that, getting this natural thumb break. So you have a break now separating their card from all of the cards below it. And now you're simply going to perform a double undercut to get their card to the bottom. You're cutting all of the cards from the bottom of the break right there to the top, and you've just got their selection right to the bottom of the deck. I will leave a link on the screen right now to me teaching some more card controls if you're interested, but that's the most easiest one I think to do to get their selection to the bottom. From here, you need to keep their card on the bottom of the deck. You can do a riffle shuffle, keeping it there on the bottom. You can also do some retaining overhand shuffles, applying pressure with your 4 fingers on their card and just shuffling cards directly on top of it, keeping it there on the bottom. And make sure you don't accidentally flash that their selection is on the bottom to your spectator, or else they will get suspicious. At this point, you're going to tell them that you're going to try and get their card to disappear from the deck. Now, you can just hit down on the card, snap your fingers, do whatever you want to, and make it seem like you got their card to disappear, but in reality, it's still there on the bottom. And you're going to tell them that you're going to show them all of the cards face up in the deck and have them keep an eye out for their selection to see if it is truly gone. Now, the first time you are doing this is the most important, because you do need to count a specific number of cards the first time you're spreading through. Now, what you're going to do here is think of the number that your spectator gave you earlier in the trick. Our case, it is 12. You're simply going to subtract 1 from that, and then you're going to get that number and spread over that amount of cards. So 12 minus 1 is 11. In this case, we are spreading over 11 cards. We're counting, and then we're going to bring those to the bottom. If the number they gave you was 15, 15 minus 1 is 14. You would spread over 14 cards. That's, it's really simple to get that calculation done. So in this case, we're going to count 11. And you don't want to make it seem like to your spectator that you're counting cards blatantly like this. So just kind of talk to them. You can count over in blocks of 3. So 3, 6, 9, 10, and 11, just like that. Make it casual, make it seem like you're just spreading a random amount. So in this case, we have our 11 cards separated. You're turning these over face up like this, and you're just spreading them out and having your spectator keep an eye out for their card. Obviously, they are not going to see it because it's on the bottom of the deck. Now, at this point, you're going to square up these cards, and here is the one kind of sleight of hand move you need to do. It's quite simple. So after you've gathered these face-up cards, you're going to pull down on the bottommost card with your pinky, just like this. Remember, this card is their selection, and you're simply inserting these cards right above the break. Now, the deck is going to be kind of, tilted down towards them, so they're not going to see what you're doing here. They are thinking you're just truly placing these right on the bottom, but you're inserting them right above the break like this. Square everything up. They will think you just place the cards right there on the bottom, but in reality, this is what you have. You got their selection, just face down, and then you got all those cards right after it. Just keep the deck square. They're not going to notice what you did there. You're just going to keep going, and now at this point, you don't need to do any sleight of hand or count specific cards. You're just going to show them, you can just spread over a random amount, but make it kind of seem like you're just keeping the same pace that you did before. You're showing them all these face-up cards, and from here, guys, you're literally just placing these directly on the bottom now. So these are going right below their selection, just like this. You don't have a break or anything. You're just placing them there directly on the bottom. So now their selection, you will see kind of what it looks like. Their cards face down in the midst of all these face-up cards. Obviously, when you're performing it, keep everything square. At this point, you're just going to go through the rest of the deck. You're turning all these cards face up, spread them at a decent pace so they can keep an eye out for their card. And then you're doing the same thing. These go right on the bottom. And you're going to finish spreading once you get to the first face-up card. So you can just spread through and, keep an eye out for this card. You're going to want to memorize, in this case, the Jack of Diamonds, or when you turn over these cards, you can kind of keep a little break like that, separating it. Show them all these cards, and then you're going to place them right on the bottom. Now, you will notice if your spectator did choose a low number like 1, 2, 3, or 4, you may accidentally flash it. So that's why I like to give them the range of 5 to 15 or 5 to 20. At this point, the trick is basically done. You're going to tell them, okay, did you see your card? They are going to say no. Now you're going to explain to them, okay, we're going to use the number that you gave me earlier in the trick, which was 12, and we're going to deal 12 cards from the deck. You can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then the 12th card will be the face down card, which is their selection. You can make the point that, okay, this 12th card is face down. It's the only face down card out of the entire deck, and then you can snap your fingers over it, even have them turn it over, and they will be completely amazed that it is somehow their selection. So guys, that is the trick. It's quite simple to perform. As you saw from the tutorial, just practice the one move where you're taking that first bunch of cards and inserting it above their selection on the bottom of the deck when you have that little break. That's going to do it for this video. Definitely give this trick a try. Thank you for watching. I will see you guys in my next one. Peace out.